Hey guys, welcome back to Introduction to Bash Scripting, Part 3. In this part of the series, we'll explore conditional statements and loops, powerful constructs that allow us to control the flow of execution in Bash scripts. So, conditional statements in Bash allow us to execute different blocks of code based on certain conditions. So, the if statement, which will be shown here, is the most commonly used conditional construct in Bash. It evaluates a condition and executes a block of code if the condition is true. So let's clear this out. And by the way, we're in nano. Once again, it's probably going to be the last time saying this, but if you do nano script.sh, there we go, we're back. Alright, so we're going to write a comment in here and say check if a number is positive or negative. And then we're going to echo out enter your number for the user. They're going to read that number in, and then we're going to say if number is greater than 0, then echo number is positive. Else if number is less than 0, then echo number is negative. Else echo number is 0. Phi. So in order to start your if statement, you want to have an if, then you want to pass in your conditionals, which would be here. We have number is greater than 0, then it will run whatever is inside this block right here. So we have the statement that is executed when the number is greater than 0. So when a number is greater than 0, obviously it's positive. And then we have an else if, meaning if this isn't true, then we'll go on to the next if statement. So that's why we call it else if. It's kind of like English, you know? So else if number is less than 0, then it runs this block. Number is negative. And then if this is not true, if this is not true, then we'll run the else block, saying else echo number is 0. And I forgot quotation mark. There you go. And then phi. That's kind of how you end your if blocks. So now if you do Control S, Control X, and then run this again. There we go. Now if we say 20, 20 is positive. Now if I say -1, -1 is negative, right? 0, 0 is 0. Pretty simple. Alright, so now if we go back to our script and scroll all the way to the bottom, using your arrow key, by the way, I don't know if I mentioned that, we're going to go over loops. So loops in Bash allow us to execute a block of code repeatedly. Keyword. These are several types of loops in Bash, including the for loop, as about to be seen. There's a while loop, and then there's an until loop. These loops are useful for iterating over a list of items, processing data, and implementing repetitive tasks. So here we can now write print numbers from, say, 1 to 5 using a for loop. So now we can have in here a for I equals 0, I is less than or equal to 5, I plus plus. And then whatever this is true, then we will do echo that number out. And then we'll just say done. So you have a for, and then whatever's inside the for, you have your conditions, which is in here, which I'll go over in a second. And then you have do, so this is whatever's inside the do, and then whenever's the for loop is completed, you just write done. So what this just means is we're making a variable, we're calling it I is set to 0. Now this is the condition inside of here. You have I is less than or equal to 5, meaning I can't be 4, I can't be 3, I can't be 2, I can't be 6. Actually, yes, it can. But if anything that is false, then it's going to go into the incrementer. Apologies. And then it will do whatever's inside the loop. So basically means that we're starting up at 0, and then it's going to go echo 0, and then we're going to increment it by 1. So it's going to, I is now equal to 1. So then there's 1 is 1 less than or equal to 5. Then we're gonna sorry. So we're gonna echo out 1, and then we're gonna say I plus plus, meaning I is equal to I plus 1, so 2. So now we're gonna say I equals 2 is 2 less than or equal to 5, which is false, right? Or wait, oh shit, whatever. And then it's gonna go up to 3, and then it's gonna go up to 4, and then it's gonna stop at 5 because 5 is equal to 5. And then it won't do 6 because of the operator that we have here, which is less than or equal to. So now if we were to run this, it's going to say name, and then I'm just going to give it a number, and then it's going to say 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's pretty much your for loop. Pretty basic. So as part of the series, we've explored conditional statements in Libc Bash scripting. We've learned how to use conditional statements like if, else if, and else to execute blocks of code based on conditions, as well as how to use the for to iterate over a list of items. Next part of our series, we're going to dive deeper into functions and explore how to define and use reusable blocks of code in Bash scripting. Stay tuned for more exciting discoveries in the world of Bash scripting. See you guys later.